So moving on, what's a DOI? What is a DOI? A DOI is a digital object identifier. So what that is, that's kind of it's more recent. Let's say you go to the South University Online Library. You're looking for a journal article. You're able to download a journal article in PDF format. If it's a recent article, it's probably going to have a DOI on it. On the front page of that article, PDF, on the first page of that PDF, there's going to be a copyright notice, and there's going to be a DOI number that starts with 10. So, if you can find that number, you can use that to cite your reference. If you can't, you can use the URL instead. So, let's say we want to cite a journal article with a DOI. We're going to go ahead and talk about the format, and then we're going to talk about, and we're going to show, here's an example of a article with a DOI. So, anyway, author, last name, first initial, middle initial. I listed 2 authors on here. It's just an example. You may not have 2 authors. But a lot of times these journal articles will have several authors, people collaborating on research, so you may notice that. Date of publication, title of article, no italics. Title of journal is in italics. Volume number is in italics. Page number is in italics. You may have an issue number. If you have an issue number, that goes after volume number, and that is not in italics. I know that's strange, but we will see an example of that later. This particular example didn't have an issue number. Here's a journal, here's an actual article with a DOI. So we've got the author, we have 2 authors. We have a date of publication. We have title of article right here, volunteer support, marital status, and survival times of terminally ill patients. We have the title of the journal, Health Psychology, in italics, volume number, in italics, page numbers. Page numbers are not in italics. The digital object identifier is listed at the very end, and it's just DOI, colon, and there it is. There's the number, just straight. That's just the number from that page. So, the first page. So that's if you have it. If you have the DOI. If you do not have the DOI, it's okay. You just have to cite it differently. There's not a whole lot of difference here, but there is a difference. So let's talk about, let's say you don't have the DOI, but you have a URL that you can use. And that's, the website address. That's what a URL is. So we got the author's last name. We have 2 here. Same situation. Date of publication, same as before. Title of article, same as before. Title of online periodical, italicized, same as before. Volume number, italicized, same as before. Issue number, if available, not italicized. And page number or numbers, not italicized. And retrieved from, and there's the URL. So let's take a look at this because it's slightly different. So here we have our authors, our date of publication, our title of the article, our title of the journal, italicized, volume number, italicized. Then, right immediately after the volume number, if you have an issue number, in parentheses, not italicized, will be the issue number, comma, then the page numbers. After that, retrieved from URL. Website is listed right there. Notice that we don't have retrieved on what date from, because that's the difference. The new guidelines, the APA 6th edition manual that's one of the changes in that, is that you do not include the date when you're listing the URL. Because the date's right here now. Now we've kind of moved on, we've moved to a situation where the date is listed after the author's name. So, okay. Now, several of you have, several of my students anyway, have wanted to cite their online lecture at South University because they use materials from the lecture, and a lot of times it's confusing as to how to do that, and it's understandably so, and we're going to go over that now, because citing online lecture notes, now in the situation with South's on eCollege, so we don't have it's not on a PDF, it's not on a PowerPoint presentation. There are other universities that actually do have their online lectures. They might, have like PowerPoints to read or whatever. So in general, we're going to talk about how it is that you cite an online lecture in general first, and then we'll get to South. So providing the file name format in brackets after the lecture title is what you would do in your citation. So what I mean by that is, let's say, I don't know, you're going to college XYZ and you have to download material from the site, and they're in PowerPoint format. Okay, so you would list the author, the year, the title of the work, and then in brackets you would put what format it's in. So in that situation that I just described, that lecture in the PowerPoint might have a title of the lecture, may or may not have an author. If it does, you list that last name. If it doesn't, and it's just property, like if it's just written by the university, list the university there, and the year, if there's a year listed on there, and then the title of the work, the title of the lecture, and then let's say in that situation I just described would be PowerPoint in brackets, and then it would be retrieved from whatever website. Having said that, South is on eCollege, so in that situation, South is South is the author of all of these lectures. So you're going to use them, South University Online, in the author's place. The year of that is 2009. It's a 2009 course. It's authored in 2009, and then here's an example. This is an English class, but it's English 1002, Composition 1 and 2 in Literature, Week 1. Expository Writing. Retrieved from myclassonline.com. So, in your case, let's say you're in my management class. There is a lecture titled The Principles of Management. So that would be The Principles of Management, and whatever week that is, and I don't have that memorized, but what week it is, and then the title right here. So it'd be South University Online 2009 Principles of Management, in this course number, and then you would write the week number, and then you would write the title of the article, and then retrieved from what date. So that's how you would do a South University online lecture. If there's any questions about that, let's say you are writing your, sitting down, writing your assignment for the next week, and you're not sure if you're doing right, send it to me. I'll be glad to check it out for you. I have no problems. I am here to help you.